The little star who was afraid of the dark. Far beyond the clouds, beyond the moon, and high above the sleeping world, there was a tiny star named Twinkle. Twinkle lived among millions of stars in the great night sky. Every evening, when the sun disappeared, all the stars would wake up and begin their work. Some stars guided travelers. Some stars lit up the oceans. Some stars helped children feel safe while they slept. But Twinkle had a secret. He was afraid of the dark. Now, that might sound strange because stars live in the darkness every night. But Twinkle was the smallest star in his corner of the sky, and whenever he looked around at the endless black space, he felt nervous. What if I stop shining? He worried. What if I get lost? What if the darkness is too big? The older stars always encouraged him. The darkness isn't something to fear, they said. But it's so huge, Twinkle replied. The stars would smile. And that's exactly why your light matters. Still, Twinkle wasn't convinced. Every night, he shined only a little, keeping most of his light hidden away. One evening, something unusual happened. A gentle silver cloud drifted across the sky. Perched on top of it was a tiny owl named Olive. Olive wore a little blue scarf and carried a golden telescope. She floated right up to Twinkle. "Hello," she chirped. Twinkle jumped. "Oh. You surprised me." Olive laughed. "Sorry. I'm searching for the brightest star in the sky." Twinkle looked around. "You should visit the big stars over there." Olive tilted her head. "I've already met them." "Then why are you here?" Olive smiled. "Because I heard there was a star who doesn't know how bright he really is." Twinkle blinked. "That can't be me." "Oh, I think it is." Twinkle felt his cheeks grow warm. Stars couldn't blush, but if they could, he certainly would have. The little owl opened her telescope. "Would you like to come on an adventure?" "An adventure?" Twinkle asked. "Yes. Tonight we're going to discover why darkness exists." Twinkle wasn't sure. He didn't like adventures. Especially adventures involving darkness. But Olive looked friendly. So he agreed. Together they floated across the night sky. First, they visited a quiet forest. Below them, deer slept peacefully beneath tall trees. Fireflies danced through the air like tiny lanterns. The forest glowed softly. "Do you see that?" Olive asked. Twinkle nodded. "The fireflies are beautiful. And would they look the same during the day?" Twinkle thought for a moment. No. The darkness helps their light shine. They continued their journey. Next, they flew over a calm ocean. The waves sparkled beneath the moonlight. Tiny silver reflections danced across the water. "It's beautiful," whispered Twinkle. Olive smiled. "Would you notice the moon's reflection if the sky were bright as day?" Twinkle shook his head. "I guess not." The owl nodded. "Sometimes darkness helps us see special things." They traveled farther. Soon they reached a small village. Warm lights glowed from windows. Children slept in cozy beds. Parents tucked blankets around them. Dogs curled up beside fireplaces. The entire village rested peacefully. "Why are they sleeping?" asked Twinkle. "Because nighttime helps living things rest and dream," Olive explained. Twinkle looked down. He had never thought about that before. Darkness wasn't just emptiness. It had a purpose. As they continued flying, clouds began gathering overhead. Large gray clouds. Then came a rumble. Boom. Thunder echoed across the sky. Twinkle jumped. A storm. Another rumble shook the air. Rain began falling. Wind rushed through the clouds. Twinkle felt nervous again. "We should go home." But Olive pointed downward. "Look." On the ground stood a little girl named Emma. She was peeking through her bedroom window. The storm frightened her. Each flash of lightning made her jump. Twinkle watched carefully. Emma looked up at the sky. Past the clouds. Past the rain. Searching. For what? Twinkle asked. For a star, said Olive softly. Emma finally spotted a tiny light shining through a break in the clouds. A single star. Twinkle. The little girl smiled. She pulled her blanket tighter and climbed back into bed. Moments later, she was asleep. Twinkle felt something warm inside. She saw me? Olive nodded. Yes. Even though I'm small? Especially because you were there. Twinkle stared at his reflection in a nearby raindrop. For the first time, he realized something important. His job wasn't to compete with bigger stars. His job was simply to shine. The storm continued. But now Twinkle felt different. Instead of hiding his light, he allowed it to glow. Brighter. And brighter. And brighter. The clouds around him sparkled. Raindrops turned into tiny diamonds. Even the moon seemed to smile. Across the sky, other stars noticed. Look at Twinkle, one star exclaimed. He's shining wonderfully. Twinkle laughed. For the first time in his life, he wasn't afraid of the darkness. Because he finally understood something. Darkness wasn't trying to swallow his light. Darkness was the place where his light could be seen. Night after night, Twinkle shined proudly. He guided travelers. He comforted children. He reflected on rivers and oceans. And whenever he met a frightened star, he shared what he had learned. The darkness isn't your enemy, he would say. It's the canvas that lets your light paint the sky. Years passed. Twinkle became one of the most beloved stars in the heavens. Not because he was the biggest. Not because he was the brightest. But because he never stopped shining when someone needed him. And somewhere, every night, children looked out their windows and spotted a tiny star sparkling above. They would smile, snuggle into their blankets, and drift into wonderful dreams. And high above them all, Twinkle shined gently in the night sky. Happy. Brave. And no longer afraid of the dark. The end.